feel like I'm destined. I don't need no Smith and Weston, no. But who you testing? Fuck a scantron, here's your lesson, no. Knife and testing.
Alright guys, so today we are going to be reviewing the newest character, Hitokiri. I cannot pronounce his name. I'm butchering it. Leave it in the comments if you know how to say it. Break it down for me. I have the education of a 3-year-old. Don't judge me. Alright, so the first thing that we are going to look at is the moveset. This is the guide that I just saw, and I'm really curious to watch. I didn't get to watch the whole thing, so I'd rather just watch it with you guys and give you my reaction to it. First thing he just showed was a running heavy.
That does track reasonably well.
I wonder how the tracking is going to be on this character. Every character has a running heavy, so this isn't anything that's too surprising. And they do 30 damage.
Also has a fast opening, light, and heavy, both of which we both don't know how to pronounce it, so we're just going to go with whatever comes out of our mouth. And this will basically...
I don't know how I feel about the character design. It kind of...
They're both pretty fast.
It just looks...
The heavy has hyper armor.
I mean, it's a heavy. I call them tanks, and they're slow as hell. So I'm excited to play with this character, but at the same time I'm not, because I'm not a fan of heavies.
Ending light has hyper armor, but all the heavies in the chain, other than her first heavy, which initiates it, does not have hyper armor.
So all heavies except the first one have hyper armor, and the ending light has hyper armor.
You can basically use it to counterattack, but as soon as you start, you're going to have to make choices. And she also has options to do an unblockable heavy in Mushin Ryu or from neutral, which will also have
so basically she has a charge attack, and it's very similar to Shigoki's. I don't know how I feel about that, because Shigoki's a very annoying character. Well, I guess at least you don't have to worry about getting grabbed all the time. People are spamming the hell out of that grab.
Doing heavies almost infinitely.
Ooh.
And it does 40 damage if I remember correctly. Yep.
Damn, the fully charged heavy does 40 damage.
Because it can be doable at any point in the chain, you can delay it an insane amount and it still be blockable. So, this can be used to greatly mess up your opponents.
Wow, this hyper armor is going to be something serious.
But that's how it is. And I also
so you can charge out of any heavy, or just delay it. Oh, this character's going to be cheese.
Which is basically mid-chain. You can also press guard break for a bash, and this is basically just a kick that guarantees a heavy or a light.
The kick guarantees a heavy.
No, unless you're going for that hyper armor.
Cheese.
But yeah,
cheese,
the cool thing about this is it can be canceled with a feint. So by pressing the feint button, you can
feint the kick, guys.
Guard break to punish people that are trying to dodge it. However, there is another option, which is you can choose to sweep, which will also punish people trying to dodge it. However, if they back dodge, it's a loss. So, press and hold.
And the character has a Valkyrie sweep. Amazing. But the Valkyrie sweep guarantees a light, not a heavy.
This only guarantees you a light instead of a heavy, like the kick. So, it's whatever's better in the moment. Though I will say, if you're being ganked, it may be more beneficial to do the sweep, as it might have a wider radius, as well as it is also given hyper armor, unlike the kick.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that I didn't know. So the kick does not get hyper armor, but the sweep does. Interesting.
Exactly. So there's a lot of options mid-chain. But like not many starting options, which I guess is fine. So a lot of Hitokiri are probably going to be relying on their kick and sweep and feint to guard breaks. This is also going to be really great for out of stamina pressure, because if anyone tries to dodge the kick, you can just do this and bring them straight into the out of stamina punish. Which, Jake Rail, if you please.
So if you think about it,
the out of stamina punish is a total of 60 damage, and you have to perform this exactly as I say. You have to throw them forward, not to the side, not backwards. You have to throw them forward, and without switching guard, do 2 heavies.
60 damage.
For 60 damage.
I believe you can.
Oh, if you get guard broken by this character, you might as well call it a GG.
After you throw them, you can't switch it to the side or anything. Like mid chain, you could probably switch guards, but yeah. So
this is basically an upgraded Centurion.
Speed, mid-chain, and starting. There is no difference between like, hey, her side lights are faster than her top lights or something like that, much like other characters. Okay, so next
this is interesting because this character really is just an upgraded Centurion with a Valkyrie suite.
It's pretty much very similar to Warlords, almost. So on light parry, you will get a heavy, but it's from any direction. So I wasn't ready.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, you can do side or top heavy. It really doesn't matter because they both guarantee 30
So if
damage.
you get a light parry, it's either
heavy
direction.
parry punishes is zone, and it will give you 20 damage because unlike her lights, it does 2 more damage. So it's more beneficial to do her zone than her light attack for her parry punishes, which is useful to keep in mind. However, zone does quite a bit of stamina, so keep that in mind.
So if I get a heavy parry, I'm just gonna go for a light because zones take a lot of stamina, like you just said.
They're a bit difficult to show off due to their heavy reliance on executing. So her first feat is a simple feat that gains hyper armor on execution, and her third feat, also being passive, gives her a shield while executing and then damage resistance. And I believe
this is just a gank monster, an anti-gank monster.
So that's a very important feature.
This character is gonna be great for Dominion, which is what I love to play.
If someone were to
whisper in my ears,
place a little animation beside him, as you see, and when they are executed, will grant health to all allies on your team, mind you, health.
So to fix that, like apparently it'll only heal the people who are close enough in a radius of the enemy that got killed, and it'll heal them. And I believe it heals you regardless.
Basically, as soon as I execute him, you'll notice like I have hyper armor and that I have a shield, and then after
the developers call it the armor after he kills somebody, super armor.
Because of third feat. And the fourth feat is a bit, I want to say broken, but at the same time, one of the more balanced feats compared to Catapult.
Catapult, or pre-nerf Catapult.
Pre-nerf Catapult, Jesus. It is an instant execute feat, but it does 200 damage. So
in the comment section, I want you to leave
with a lot of damage
a comment and tell me what you think about this fourth feat that does 200 damage. Basically a one-hit kill. What do you guys think about that?
It's an attack that instantly brings someone to an execution and allows you to execute them there. And it does a weird animation, so it's very noticeable.
Weird.
Basically, you start breakdancing before you do it. And here he goes.
Ugh.
And straight into an execution.
That is a gross.
It's important to note that can be interrupted by any bash, any ranged feat like a longbow. So
I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I wonder if the tracking is going to be crazy.
Yeah, it's very important.
I guess it just depends on the tracking. But other than that, I think that's a pretty OP move. But if the tracking isn't that good, then okay, whatever. I'm going to be pissed if I get hit by it regardless. But I guess
it's pretty good. To mostly use this in teamfight situations where your opponent is mostly distracted and probably won't see you out of the corner of his eye. If an opponent is focused on you, they're very likely going to dodge. For instance, I'm going to try and do this right now out from neutral.
Yeah, okay, so it's dodgeable.
As you saw, it leaves a decent bit of recovery, so you can't be guard broken.
Cannot dodge too early.
There's also a very weird animation where it looks like it's going to attack you.
Well, that's it, guys. That's pretty much all of it. They showed the feats and the gameplay, so I'm going to leave it there. I thank you guys for making it this far. If you did make it this far, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be bringing you some gameplay of this character. I might as well just go ahead and buy it early just to bring you guys something new. Thank you guys for stopping by, and I really appreciate your time. Have a good day.
You hit me with a light and you were still able to dodge. But yeah, that's pretty much Hitokiri in a nutshell. If you guys did like this guide, and you also like Jake Krella, make sure to leave a like or comment. And you guys know what to do if you guys like my channel and want to see more videos. I'll see you guys later.
Nigga so by my spotlight, moonlight. Nigga, why you tripping? Get your Mariah. Try to look good in the moonlight. All these niggas so by my.